of you know that we are an art channel here. We focus on artists and art, and we try to keep a positive spin on what's going on in the art world. However, this past evening, there has been some rather disturbing news, I guess, and that, frankly, what happened is there's been another incident of plagiarism from one Magic the Gathering artist to another. This time, the receiving end of the plagiarism is one of the most influential and famous Magic the Gathering artists of all time, Donato Giancola. And the artist who is allegedly accused of doing this right now is Faye Dalton. Now, the card in question is Trouble in Pairs, and there had been a Reddit post that sort of brought this attention to everyone, and by the time the news got out, Donato Giancola made a statement saying on their on his Facebook, "Wow, nearly speechless, but not speechless enough to not contact a lawyer. Criminal copyright infringement. What were you thinking, Faye Dalton?" And it is not a good look, to be honest. I think anybody with a working set of eyeballs can tell that this is a lifted piece. My question, though, I guess, is what's happening with this going on in Magic the Gathering? As much as I know that AI is such a threat to artists and careers of artists, at the same time, the reality that people are cannibalizing one another from the very same game, let alone one of the most famous artists in the game, it's vexing. I've looked up Faye Dalton's work. She's worked for a lot of big name people. She has, up until this point in time, not been indicated in any sort of plagiarizing or borrowing. And some people are speculating that hopefully, quote, hopefully, that she got an AI prompt that made her do this, which at the same time, I don't know how good that is, because that would mean that that's an AI prompt that's just taking Donato's work and rehashing it. And it also brings to mind what happened a few months ago with the artist David Sondrid, who admitted directly lifting from Lorenzo Lafranconi's artwork for Wayfarer's Bauble. And the response from Sondrid was it was not as apologetic as I feel like it could have been. Lafranconi was very generous in his response, and at the same time, though, I do believe that Donato has every right to take this to the next level, because if this is going to keep happening again, there needs to be some sort of protection in place for artists. And this is something that newer or new artists should be aware of, that you can't just do this. And Donato, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he talked about how the influx of artwork being made into the game has brought in a lot of digital artists, and the problem can lie there. Now, Donato is a traditional painter, and while I do understand his stance, this is the problem. It's like it's making being a digital artist something that could be suspect, and now the problem is getting out of control. So we'll see where this goes. There's been no official reply from Faye yet, and no official reply from Wizards, although I'd imagine if they know what's good for them, they will suspend any work with Faye until until they, quote unquote, what do they say? Until they rectify the situation, or until it comes to a matter of their conclusion. I mean, when they say that, that's, it's another word for fired. So, what can you really do about that? But it just boggles the mind that somebody would go for Donato Giancola. I mean, what's next? Magali Villeneuve? I mean, I'm not advocating stealing from anybody at all. But if you're gonna do it, and you shouldn't, but if you're gonna do it, why would you go after somebody so astronomically famous? It seems like a special kind of stupid, if I'm being honest. And I hate to, be mean like that, but really, I mean, come on. That's just bad. And if you want to end your career quickly, go after the greats. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a good way to do it. So, word we'll see what happens with Faye, what she has to say, what her reasonings will be. But as of right now, I feel like she has jumped into the frying pan, and it has been set to fricassee. I don't know if you can fricassee in a frying pan. I don't know. I don't cook. I microwave everything, so you know.